There we go. And we're back. Hello. Hello, hello, we're back. Mr. Purple, you're gonna have to join the stream on the YouTube, unfortunately. Many apologies. The Discord seemed to have been killing my GPU. But we're back. Hello all. We're back on the stream. Following with Jawa. He's only 3 seconds away from Tommy Boys. He gets in the dirt. Did a 35.4 on his previous lap. He is just barely clawing his way back closer to the leaders, but some of these laps where he's having to do overtakes, it's really costing him some lap time. Throwing him off of his ideal driving line. Not losing too much more time than he did in the first sector. A little bit of wiggle here in Sector 2. But again, like we discussed earlier in qualifying, this Lamborghini is a bit of a boat to try to get going. So we see some fighting going on. The back of the field, P12. And I assume... is that speed bump? We got Caden. And we got a Tommy Boy. As we get locked in with Cade, and who's going to be lap traffic for Jawa. He's already lost half a second on this lap. He's down now 3/4 of a second, looking to claw a little bit of it back, forgive me, on the way up the hill. Only lost about an extra second, so should be okay. As we lock in with Jawa on the chase for Tommy Boy. Still 2.7 seconds away. Did just about the same lap time as Tommy Boy in front of him on the previous lap. Looking probably to do about the same on this one. We'll see if he can grab any more time back. Brian, number 7, in the pits. Is this his planned pit stop? It seems to be. First one to go. Now down to P13, drops 5 positions, but will he gain those back for undercutting the rest of the field? We're going to find out shortly. Gets a little bit excited on the pit exit line, but that's okay. We're in the Real Rookie Racing server. We're having a good time. No real penalty at the moment here. Showing Brian some love. Enjoying his beautiful blue and white livery. Need for Speed as the branding here. Forza Motorsport as well, gotta shout that out. Brian, number 7. So we see Tommy Boy touching his sidewall on the pit exit, but he drops out of the podium contention to take his pit stop. A little bit of body damage, but that shouldn't affect him too much. Let's see if anybody else is going to bite. We are just about halfway through the race now. So Tommy Boy and Lando, sorry, forgive me, Tommy Boy and Brian, number 7, are going to be our guinea pigs here for the pit stop strategy. Will it be enough to overtake or keep Jawa away from him as he gets those tires warmed up on his outlap. Jawa, let's see if he's going to pull in for a pit stop here. Really wrangling the controls, getting on all of the curb there. Tough lap for him again. Although we can say just about the same. He's doing almost identical lap times to Speed Bump and Ayash in front of him. Just about 17 seconds down the road, and he pulls into the pits, throws it into the pit lane. Downshifts hard. Did he miss his pit box? He missed his pit box! Jawa! He didn't know where his pit box was. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's very, very unfortunate. Let's see. Is Tommy Boy going to get past? Tommy Boy pulls into the pits. Wait. Into the pits again? Whoa. How come? I don't understand. He must not have... Did he not grab enough fuel? Oh, no. As we see the pass for position in the pit lane. Oh, Tommy Boy. What a shame. As we see Josh Fulton thrown up into 4th place due to more pit lane action. Big Dean Energy and Rev 174 in the pit lane as we speak. Getting back out onto their laps now. Rev up 1 position on on Big Dean Energy. Rev down 5th, but Speed Bump now also into the pits. Have any of our other leaders... Let's see, oh, Speed Bump is in the pits. Our leader, Speed Bump, is in the pit lane with 20 minutes to go. Currently in 5th place. How's this going to shake out for the other guys who have not pit quite yet? It's taken quite a long time. But he is back out on track. Where is Speed Bump? Just hitting the back end of the first corner, and Speed Bump is already well within Sector 1. Who's he got right behind him? Mr. Caden Allen. Up into 5th place. I'm Too Slick For You. Down into 7th. Jawa making up more places here. Josh Fulton pulls into the pits himself. The order beginning to shake out as it should. Project Purple is back. Everybody, he's in the chat. Let's see. We've got Patchy up into P2. I have a feeling he's going to have a pit stop coming in soon. As we see Ayash keeping it going. Another lap under his belt. This Ferrari's got to be crazy fuel efficient. He's got another lap. As we see Mr. Fulton disconnect from the server. Very unfortunate to see. Must have been some kind of incident. Hopefully we'll be able to interview him after the race. We'll see though. Oh no, he had to rejoin. Some kind of networking issue, I'm sure. Very unfortunate. So we're keeping up with our leader. Caden Allen sets his fastest lap of the race. Love to see it. Everybody here always working on improvement. Mr. Ayash taking as much of that outside curb to set himself up for the corner as he can. Seems to be really making up a lot of ground on other drivers here in this middle sector. Will Mr. Ayash get into the pits finally? He is that if I'm reading that correctly, at the moment he's about 72 seconds in front of Patchy, who's in 2nd place. Everybody else down about a full lap due to how the pit stops have shaken out. Has Mr. Ayash pulled off a strategy master plan? Is he going to go the full distance? No refuel. No pit stop. Well, he has to do at least a drive-through, from what I recall. We have yet to see that. Putting in some very solid laps at the moment, though. 36.3 as his previous. Speed bump into the 35s again. 51 seconds behind P2, but I'm sure that'll shake out once Patchy jumps into the pits himself. It's got to happen at some point soon, I'm sure. Certain of it. Who's behind him here? Mr. Rev. Lapped in P5. Patchy setting himself up for Rev to get a nice little slipstream off of him in turn 1. Rev may even be able to get an overtake going here. Seems to have a little bit of a better grip on the Audi setup than Patchy at the moment, but Patchy still going strong in P2. We're going to see what happens here. El Garito and Patchy seem to be the only two people. I'm not sure. Patchy may have done his drive-thru. I don't know if he's done a pit stop yet, though. Much like the rest of the drivers. Bullet gaining a position into P11 just outside the points. Josh Fulton P10, back on track. Fantastic. We see Patchy up into P1. El Garito into the pits. Currently P2. Speed bump. Takes his lead back from Mr. Ayash. The undercut has worked for Speed Bump. He's been able to make up a lot of time here. Let's see how far behind Jawa is now. Jawa now only 21 seconds behind Speed Bump. Speed Bump seemed to have judged that pit stop very, very well. With about 20 minutes to go, he was able to get in and out of the pits very quickly, and that seemed to give him the best chance to use those tires. Everybody on the softs except for Mr. Caden. Currently on the mediums. The Inferno on the hard tire. Haven't really seen that much this season, but he's trying to make it work. Doing 39.1s, not bad. The gap's really spreading out now. Patchy hanging on to P1. 43 seconds. Oh my goodness, he's lost seemingly 30 seconds to the leader throughout the last round of pit stops. But we'll see how much he can make it work for. Big gaps building up behind some of these drivers. So if Patchy's able to push it to make it a long overcut, he may gain a few positions out of it right at the end. That'd be pretty great to see the fight for. On fresh tires with very low fuel, we'll see how that shakes out for him. I'm seeing Slick is right on the back of Bot Lando for P5. The fight for P5 is not over. Bot Lando currently holding on to it. I'm Too Slick For You getting a little bit of a wobble coming off the final corner. Josh Fulton setting his fastest lap of the session in P10, 36.4. He is a decent distance away from Mr. Dean, but we'll see if he can chip into that lead anymore. Maybe pick up another point. It'd be great to see. You see Slick trying to take the thin line. Late on the brakes. You don't see a lot of drivers pinching the apex of that corner just because they can run it so wide on all that camber, but trying to make it work for this BMW. Double downshift. Some other drivers taking this one in 5th, but it's working out for him. in 4th. Honestly, one of the hardest corners on the track there, just guessing where the braking point is. A driver slides off the track. It's Caden Allen in the Ferrari. Very unfortunate. Oh, Slick getting really sideways, pointing the car all over the track. Has a purple mini sector, but throws a little bit of that time away. So we see Tommy Boy, P11. Gaining after that mistake from Slick. El Garito sets his fastest lap so far, 34.8. Dropping that time down little by little from speed bump, but it's 12 seconds in 12 minutes. He'll have to be a whole second faster every lap just to get onto the back of speed bump. It's a tall order to ask from Mr. El Garito in a car that he is not a huge fan of. Slick hit a banana. Yes, he did. He absolutely did. We're going to see El Garito fighting some lap traffic. Inferno doing a great job, honestly. Staying off the racing line in that instance, letting Mr. Ayash through. Very kind of him. Ayash purple mini sector that he just went through. Only a 10th and change off his personal best time. Getting right back on top of it. Setting great laps here. It's going to have to be a little bit more to keep up with Speed Bump, who is now just flat 12 seconds away. Speed not having the best lap of his session so far, but a decent one nonetheless. Let's see what it's going to be. 35.0. If El Garito is only going to maintain 0.2 of gain per lap as he drops a couple there. Just about, oh man, only about a 10th between the two drivers. It is not going to be enough for Ayash to make up that distance if that is the case. We will see what happens. Patchy still in the lead, fighting with Brian number 7. Patchy might be able to sneak away with a cheeky P4, P5. If he's able to get his pit stop in really quick, faster than Jawa, or at least faster than Jawa can make it around the track. That would be crazy. What will Patchy do? He's on the soft tire. 21 laps on it. Is he going to finally dive into the pits? I think he is. No, he doesn't. He's trying to pick up the slipstream from Brian. Unbelievable. What kind of fuel is he running on? It must be magic. Takes a nice, easy turn 1. Oh my goodness. Let's go, Patchy. Great job. Great driving. Speed bump hauling. 0.7 off his personal best. While El Garito gains a few tenths there. Purple sector 2, as he was doing in the practice and qualifying session. 9.5 minutes to go. We get back on track here. El Garito with the 35.0. 0.4 faster than speed bump on that previous lap, but still, it's just a dent in the overall battle here. Not going to be enough. We'll catch up with a few of our other drivers. Not a ton. We did get a 35.2 out of Jawa. Not his best race. That turn 1 incident really throwing a wrench in his plans to fight for the lead here. Has recovered really, really well up into P4 to get the Lamborghini all the way down from P12, P13 all the way back up here is no small feat. This is a twisty, turny track, and this car is all about top speed and kind of foregoing some of the corners in some cases, but he's really managed to hang on after that first incident. We may be able to talk with him after the race, see what kind of what was going on there. Maybe it was the dirty air going through a corner. He had no front end grip and just lost the rear of the car. That seemed to be what was going on, but Not 100% sure. Jawa has gained a couple seconds on Patchy from the overall lead. Patchy at the moment, if things are going to shake out as they are, playing a masterstroke in strategy. If he's going to be doing 140s, but can just cruise the whole race, not having to do a pit stop right up until the very end, he might get off scot-free. We'll see. Speed bump and Ayash will certainly catch up to him. Most likely even Jawa, but Bot Lando, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a full minute and change in a pit stop, so we'll have to see what Patchy does. It depends on if he repairs the vehicle, but he is currently in the lead. So amazing. We got the scenes out here. Brian, number 7, now catching up to Rev for P7. He really wants it. Both drivers with 7 in the name, they want this position. He's looking to fake the Audi driver out of his position, looking for the inside. Now right on the back of the Audi. He's going to have to be careful here in the dirty air. Looking to pick up the clean spots, shaking it around the outside, just like we talked about in the pre-race. In the qualifying, he's already 2.5, 3 tenths up on his personal best. Look at that. Gaining huge in the slipstream. Just keep it on track, Brian. You got this. Oh, as we see Patchy finally diving into the pits and hitting the wall on the way out. Wow, drops down to P9. P9. Wow, did not expect that. So we're going to see Brian going into the last 5.5 minutes, looking up the inside, just seems to have more grip entering each corner than Rev does. But he's going to have a great slipstream going into turn 1 unless he can get the move done here. Later on the brakes. You can trust the car, Brian. You got this. Yeah, Parmesan, I think something went wrong with Patchy there at the pit stop. There's no way. There's just no way. It was that slow. There was like 3/4 of a lap between him and Jawa. I don't know how. He must have missed his pit box. Overshot it like crazy or something. So we see Brian maxing out 6th gear there. Not quite enough, forcing Rev into his personal best lap of the session. Awesome to see. Very unfortunate, I agree. Oh, as we see Brian shaking a little bit, looking for the grip. Tires, while they're still relatively new, have had some laps on them already. So starting to feel the wear as the time starts to run out. Final 4.5 minutes now. There's our P2 setting his personal best. 9 seconds away from the leader. He has gained a couple due to some of this lap traffic, I believe, but still more than less likely, unless some crazy event happens with speed bump. I am unsure of any overtakes happening for the lead. We'll keep an eye out, though, absolutely. Patchy still carrying that damage from before his pit stop. Unfortunate that I switched away from him right before he went in, but we will have to catch up with him after the race as well. I'm too slick for you. Putting in his best lap as he's hanging on to P5 at the moment, 36.2. Is going faster than Bot Lando at the moment. He is only 4.5 seconds away. We'll see if he can claw something back. But that appears to be Josh Fulton in 10th place in front of him. Yep, Lando in his orange Ferrari right around the corner. Josh Fulton right in front of us here. Struggling to put the power down. Seeing him wiggle through the middle sector here. I'm too slick for you. My goodness. Getting the rear end out. Nothing left in those rear tires. 2.5 minutes to go, folks. Tommy Boy trying to keep up with the traffic in front of him. I'm too slick for you. Putting in the work. Keeping that lap traffic behind him. Closest gap I'm seeing at the moment seems to be Brian number 7 in Rev. He has fallen a little bit behind. He's got Big Dean Energy 7 seconds behind him. Rev 4 and change in front. I'm too slick for you, trying to hold off Tommy Boy. Attempting to unlap himself. Going defensive. Tommy Boy, a lot more confidence on the brakes at this stage of the race. Slick really pinching off the entry of that corner. Defending it. We have about a minute 40 seconds to go. Believe this next upcoming lap should be our final lap. We'll see. Bullet puts his personal best in, a 1:38.5. Ooh, Slick hanging on for dear life to this 5th position. Just a little bit slower than Bot Lando, doing a 37.1. Patchy hanging on to P9. 2 points to him if he hangs on there. 3 to Big Dean Energy. 4 to Brian. Great to see Brian up in P7. Really, really awesome. Great improvement from him. And for our final lap, we'll cruise around with our leader, our current resurgent driver of the season, Mr. Speed Bump. Doing a stellar job at the moment. Taking it nice and easy. Ayash is 7.5 seconds away. Nothing to worry about. No pressure. All race. We just watched Speed Bump stretch his legs in the BMW. We waited for the pit stop sequence to work its way out. Ayash seemed to have the overcut in the Ferrari, but unfortunately it was not enough to overcome the absolute speed of Speed Bump, who wins our event tonight at Zandvoort. Congratulations to Speed Bump. Really, really well done. Just 7 seconds and change behind as Mr. Ayash is going for the kill. Launches into the into the audience. Patchy. Hold on. What? Oh no, I think that's just due to the lap sequence. Yes, Jawa P3. So we're going to see Bot Lando come flying around the corner in his orange Ferrari. P5 for Mr. Bot Lando. Well done to you, sir. Excellent stuff. Great performance. Slick. P5. I believe we got a Tommy Boy. Or is no, Patchy P6. Tommy Boy P7. Josh Fulton P8. Oh no, as I see, we still had some drivers on the lead lap coming around. Forgive me. Rev P6. Brian number 7 P7. Big Dean Energy P8. What a great race, guys. Fantastic stuff. Patchy, I believe on the pit stop sequence, you got overtaken quite a bit. Yeah, it was, we were trying to follow along, but I think your pit stop took a decent amount of time. We'll have to check back in the results. Let me go take a look, as a matter of fact, here. Results. Still waiting on overtime to finish out. But thanks again, everybody, for joining in on the Triple R GT3 Zandvoort race. Many apologies for some of the technical difficulties. We had to get the stream restarted about halfway through, but still had a blast. Was able to get a good quality at the end. And while we did have some gaps at the end, they were hard fought for and hard earned. So congratulations again to Speed Bump, to Ayash, to all the guys racing. Let me double check really quick for official final results. Waiting for that to load up. Just to be sure, because Mr. Patchy would love to have that final result for you in the books before we get out of here. Thanks for hanging on, folks. We just saw our race at Zandvoort. Looks like we're still waiting on these qualifying results, or these race results to come in. So that is all for now. Thank you guys for watching. Really enjoyed this race. Make sure you follow and keep in tune with the Triple R Discord information. Real Rookie Racing. We've got a big endurance race coming up at the beginning of next month at Okayama. Keep an eye out for that. If you've got a team, come in the Discord, sign up for the championship. Get your practice in. And thanks again. We'll see you guys out on track. Take it easy.